Hey, good morning, yo. Back with the third episode of LeetCode Path to Pro. Today we are going to be solving LeetCode number 6, ZigZag Conversion. This is a medium problem, so it's trickier. The problem is you're given a string. In this first example, they give us PayPal is hiring, and you're supposed to write an algorithm, and then it's written in a zigzag pattern on a given number of rows. So in this case, this first example, they gave us 3 rows, and basically they write out the string. So this is P, index 0, and it's going down 3 rows, and then they start going back up, over 1, up 1, to create kind of a diagonal up. Hit the A, then we're going to go back down, L, I, is, back up. So you can see it's kind of a zigzag. And then if you read that back line by line, we get PAHN, APLSIIGYIR, Panapalasergiar. So that's what we are returning. So yeah, here's another example showing that with rows of 4. It's the same input string. And then here, this third example kind of shows an edge case where if you're given a number of rows 1, you can just return this string. Yeah. Let me delete these. Oh my god, so embarrassing. So yeah, this second example here is good for showing kind of the algorithm we're going to try to make here. And I looked up a solution for this beforehand because I was very confused. So I'm going to just try to implement that solution. We'll see how it goes. But basically, if you look at this, and this is the first character that we're going to return in our output. Excuse me. And then this is the second, the I. And if you look, what's the difference in those in the actual string? You can say it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so there's 6. It's index 6 difference. And let's see what's the difference from I to N. When N is the third thing that we're gonna return our output string. And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 again. Huh? Interesting. It seems like there's a pattern there. So basically, we can write that as the number of rows, so in this case 4, minus 1 times 2. So that's the mathematical relationship between these 3. So in this case, number of rows minus 1 is 3 times 2 is 6. So right, and we saw that there's a difference of 6 in the index between these 3 characters here. Okay, so let's see if it works for this second row. So A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we get S. Okay, that's good, but we skipped L. And we can't just return A. We can't return PIN A S. That doesn't. There's a L there. Oh, sorry. I was like, what the hell? PINALS, right? We're skipping over that L. So what's going on here? Clearly our little calculation doesn't work. And that's because, so these middle rows, they're going to have these kind of intermediate characters that we need to catch. And how we do that is we take that same equation where we have rows minus 1 in parentheses times 2. Excuse me. And we basically subtract 2 times the number of rows, right? Like all in parentheses. So if I wrote that out, let's try writing this out. So we have R, jeez, rows minus 1, oh come on now, times 2 minus 2R. And R is the, this is the number of rows. And R is a specific like index row that we're on. So this is, you know, row 0, row 1, row 2, row 3. Okay, but this only applies if we're in one of the middle rows. If we're on, you know, the first row or the last row, this doesn't apply. The, you know, we take out the minus 2R part. So let's see how it works for row 3, right? We want, so if we do our typical rows minus 1 times 2, that's 6. In this case, we get number of rows is 4. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we got H. But we're skipping A. Okay, so let's see what's the difference between Y and A. 1, 2. Okay, so this is, and in this case, we're on index 2 row. Row index 2. So that's 4 minus 1 times 2 is 6. Minus 2 times 2 is 2. So 1, 2. Okay, so now we're catching the A. Now we're doing what we want. And if we go to P, it's the same thing where it's just a 6 difference. You know, we're not using the whole minus 2R part. Okay, so that's kind of the whole math behind all that. Let's see if I can do this. So first, let's handle that edge case. If numRows less than 1, or less than equal to 1. How do you do that? That looks weird. Less than 1, return is S. Do we have to put little parentheses like that? I don't know. Okay. Now let's make our output string. We'll make it empty. So first, we're gonna have to go through, because we're making kind of like a 2D structure, we're gonna have to have 2 loops. So first, we're gonna be going through for R in numRows. And what do we want to look at here? Well, here we can make our little thing. Stepper. The stepper. So that's like our rows minus 1 times 2 equation. So that's numRows minus 1 times 2. Okay. Now we have to increment through the actual characters. So for C in S, well, no. It doesn't. For I, do I. For I in length. Well, no, yeah, because we're doing like a range thing. So range has 3 inputs. It's got start, stop, and how much you're incrementing by, right? So we're starting, where are we starting? We're starting at R. We're ending at length of string minus 1. Let's hope that works. And how much we're incrementing by? We're incrementing by our stepper. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Let me think. So now we want to add that I to output, right? So output plus equals I. Okay. But if I or if rows gotta make sure my buddy doesn't come over too soon. If I, well, that's tricky. So, because we got to check to see, okay, here's where we're checking to see if we're in one of these middle rows. So, if I is greater than, well, I is characters, if R, maybe this is R is greater than, how do we check? If R is greater than, R is greater than the number of rows. I feel like we're looking at an index value here, right? How do we look if it's bigger? Okay, well, we'll just put it there for now. And if R is less than number of rows minus 1, and if it's greater than, what number of rows before? I don't know. Okay, drawing a blank. So, and so here's where we need to check to see our extra equation. So I plus stepper minus 2 times R, if that's less than the length of the string, right? So we're in bounds. Then we need to implement this part. So output plus equals S of this. I feel like we're close. This is like answer. This problem's so confusing me. Okay. And then at the end, we're just going to return output. Okay. Don't think that's going to work, but int object is not iterable. You don't say. Really? Alright, well let's can we do this? Start at 1, stop at num rows. int s minus. Let's see, do we have to put the -1 on the outside? Maybe. Only concatenate string, not int, to string. Oh, so that works. Okay. So output. Oh yeah, because I is right. Okay, that makes sense. So we're not just plus equals stepper. Is it s of stepper? Ooh, keep fixing stuff. What the heck? My work. Int object is not subscriptable. What the hell? If r is greater than the number of rows, yeah, so it's definitely not right there. What if we just said r is greater than 1? Okay. We got we just get off for all. Yeah, okay. No, that could be the right answer. Okay. Let's see a solution. 4-line Python solution. How's that? Alright, whatever. Yeah. Alright. I don't know if I'm allowed to do this. You have Shoutout any code? It's the solution I watched. And I'm basically copying. And so if r is greater than 0, r is less than. Okay. So we just do another rows here. I think we're still plus equals s of I. Okay, why not stepper? It's interesting to me. Did I miss a G? Oh, interesting. They're like off by 1. Huh, okay. Go with the A. I'll put it in S somehow. Result I plus increment minus 2 times R. And I plus R less than. Okay, so that's a thing. I don't see. I feel like that's maybe not gonna change it. Okay, that's fine. Still missing that G. For R in range of rows, equal equals 2 times n equals minus 1. Iron range on this. Oh. So I'm just starting, or I'm stopping this one early. That's why we're missing the G. Okay. Cool. Okay, nice. Yeah, shout out, neat code. Let's see if I can remember.